Hey there, church family. I am so excited about Easter coming up here at New Beginnings. We are just a few short days away, and that is going to be such an incredible weekend as on our Longview campus, we're going to have 4 services, one on Saturday night at 5, and then Sunday morning at 8, 9:30, and 11. And what an incredible, exciting day for our Gilmer campus as we gather together all at 10:30 at the Gilmer Civic Center. That's going to be such an incredible time of worship. And so with all of our Easter festivities coming up, and as we celebrate that Jesus is alive, I want to invite you to join us as we prepare for that weekend. And how we're going to do that is through prayer and fasting. And so starting on Monday, that is April 3rd, I want you to join us in spending some intentional time in prayer and fasting. And so whatever that looks like for you and your family, we want you to be able to determine, but we want you to engage with us in that process. And so Monday, April 3rd, we're going to begin a fast. Maybe you're able to fast with us for that entire week, those 5 days leading up to our Easter weekend. That's unbelievable. Or maybe you're just able to fast for a couple days, depending on what your family schedule looks like or your work schedule. And so whatever that looks like for you, we want to invite you to be a part of this fast. Now remember, fasting is not just giving up food for the sake of giving up food. It's giving up food for the specific purpose of leaning in to prayer in a specific season of doing without so that we can rely more deeply on the Lord. And so that is the whole purpose of why we do a fast. And so we want to be praying for a few specific things. We want to be praying that God's presence would be so tangible in each of our gatherings that even when people pull on the parking lot, they sense God's presence moving in an incredible way. And so we want God's presence above all to move in each of our services, and that includes our kids ministry and everything that we've got going on for adults and the rest of the family. The second thing is that people would engage in the time, that it would not just be something that people come and be spectators for, but because the presence of God is moving, that people would engage deeply in what we've got. The third thing is that people would get saved. Our desire is that people would come to an encounter with Jesus that they may have never had in their life. And so we want people to be saved. And there's going to be an opportunity that weekend on both campuses for people to be baptized. And so we are asking God to move in an incredible way, bringing people to salvation, and then that they would be obedient in baptism. And maybe there's people who have been saved but have yet to be baptized, that they would be obedient to that and follow through in believers' baptism, proclaiming what God has done in their life. And so we want to invite you to join us in praying for those things, that God's presence would be there, that people would engage, that there would be salvations, and we'd be able to celebrate baptisms and proclaim God's faithfulness, that Jesus is alive and we have a reason to celebrate. So April 3rd, would you join us in fasting that week, asking that God would move in an incredible way? I'm grateful for the way that you lean into what God is doing here at New Beginnings, and I hope that you will join us for our Easter experience, and I hope that you will join us in fasting and praying that God would move.